Paragraph number 14 and 15. Number 14 is non-independent is like a sky flower, hence no existence is unrelated. If anything exists by way of its own nature, it would be contradictory for it to rely on cause and condition. So sky flower is non-existent, right? Sky flower, all rabbit, all are non-existent. So therefore it not come from cause and condition. If anything exists by own nature, means if something is existing from the side of the object, so that means independently or inherently, then it will be contradictory, relying on cause and condition. Right? Cause and dependent arise, think of cause and condition, so it means relationship between cause and condition. So if something something existing from the own nature, so then no need depend on cause and condition. It would be independent existence, like sky flower. The sky flower is non-existent. Number 15, thus, since you told that no phenomena exist except those that arise dependently. Yeah. There are no phenomena other than those that lack of self-existent essence. So that means everything exists should be dependent arising, empty of inherent existence. Right? Everything exists is dependent arising, empty of inherent existence. Anything not exist is no dependent arising, no independent existence. Right? So like a sky flower, not dependent arising, not independent existence. Right? So pot is dependent arising, empty of inherent existence. Pot is dependent arising because it comes from cause and condition. It depends on the whole and parts. It depends on the merely level by the mind. Sky flower is not dependent arising. It does not depend on the cause and condition. Not depend on the whole and parts. Not depending on the merely level by the mind. Right? So that means anything exists is dependent arising. Anything exists is empty of inherent existence. But that does not mean cup is emptiness. Cup is dependent arising. Cup is empty of inherent existence. That does not mean cup is emptiness. Cup is not emptiness, right? Cup is dependent arising. Cup is empty of inherent existence. But cup is not dependent. Cup is not emptiness. Cup is base of emptiness. We have to understand this, right? Cup is empty, dependent arising, but cup is not emptiness. Cup is conventional truth. It is base of emptiness. But cup is empty, but dependent arising. Empty of inherent existence does not mean emptiness. Anything exists is empty of inherent existence. To realize cup is not necessarily you realize the emptiness, right? Everybody can realize the cup. But it's empty, it is dependent arising. It's very easy to, if cup is emptiness, then emptiness is very easy to realize. Right? But we should say the cup is dependent arising, cup is empty of inherent existence, because cup is the base of dependent arising, base of emptiness. So therefore, no contradiction. Cup is empty, it is functioning, it is conventional truth. So we can say there's two truths. On one base, we can speak about two truths. Cup is conventional truth, cup is empty of inherent existence, ultimate truth. So there's no contradiction. According to the Madhyamika Patanjali school, If we go to the below school, then contradiction, autonomy school, mind-only school, and then read exposition and follow sutra, then completely they cannot speak like this. Only Madhyamika, Pasankika. So all these school speak different types of emptiness, different types of conventional truth. So creed exposition speak their own way of conventional truth and ultimate truth. And now these followers of sutra looking to this truth, they think they are falling on the two extremes. And then followers of sutra, they can speak their own conventional truth and ultimate truth, right? Then mind-only school looking to this true truth, and mind-only school think they are falling into the two extremes. Then mind-only school accept their own way of true truth. And middle way of autonomy looking that point, and they think they are falling into two extremes. And the Madhyamika autonomy accept true truth. And then conventional truth and ultimate truth. But when Pasankika looking to this point, then the Pasankika think this autonomy fall into two extremes. So it's like one by one. They are not meant to be confused sentient beings, not meant to be confused follower of Buddha. It means these are method, individual, because everybody have individual mind, everybody have individual intelligence. So some people not happen to speak about mind-only school emptiness. This is something Buddha's skill to leave one individual person to understand. Final goal is Pasankika Vipurna emptiness. So this is not making confusion, but we have to understand these are like skill. So one individual person, Buddha's skill, final goal to understand Pasankika Vipurna emptiness. So this now we're to the 21. No, back to the 21. 21, right? 21. Oh. 20 or 21? 20, right? This is 20 or 20? 20. 20, yeah. All things are empty of essence, and that from cause that effect arise are true certainties that rather than oppose, support each other. So all things means there are only two things, self and phenomena. We have 5 aggregates, right? Phenomena. And you are the base of designation of 5 aggregates. You are the self, belongs to that phenomena. Right? Me, base 5 aggregate. 5 aggregates are phenomena. And my base of me, Geshe, Ngawang is designated on base of 5 aggregates. Me, I, self is not phenomena, self. So all things belong to the self and phenomena, right? So all phenomena, so they not all the remember this, all the, we have 2 types of phenomena, right? Compounded phenomena, uncompounded phenomena. Those coming from cause and condition belong to the 5 aggregates. Uncompounded phenomena like space, there's space, cessation, emptiness. These are uncompounded phenomena. Any phenomena essence is empty. So that means here we have to understand three things. You use Buddha theory and the sutra. All the samsara beings are suffering because we are not understanding three doors to liberation: emptiness, nature emptiness, fineless emptiness, wishless emptiness. Every like every phenomena which comes from the cause and condition, we will speak these three different types of emptiness. Nature empty means nature empty, door to liberation. Fineless empty, door to liberation. Wishless empty, door to liberation. So that nature means so this is cup, right? Cup. It comes from cause and condition. So this cup coming from cause and condition is fineless emptiness. Fineless emptiness. It comes, the cause of the cup, right? Is cup. Cause of the cup, empty is fineless emptiness. Because of cause, cup is the result of the cause. So that result, empty is wishless emptiness. Every phenomenon we can speak three nature, essence, nature, cause and effect. So he speaks cup nature is empty. Its nature is empty, right? Because it's empty of inner existence. Cup coming from cause, nature is empty. That is finelessness. The result cup is empty, it is wishlessness, emptiness. So we will speak these three. Do you understand these three types of emptiness? Nature empty, finelessness empty, wishlessness empty. Nature means nature, cup nature, right? Cup nature is empty. Nature is empty from beginning to the end. But we cannot change this. Its nature is completely empty, right? Because empty of inner existence. That is nature empty. Now we can say the cup is not independent existence because it comes from many causes and conditions. Cooperative cause, substantial cause, many different types of cause and condition make this cup. So that cause and condition empty is finelessness, emptiness. You understand what I'm saying? Now cup is the result because of all this cause and condition and all this, the cup exists, right? Result is cup. So that result, empty cup is wishlessness, emptiness. So we will speak emptiness in one single object. We will speak three different types of emptiness. Nature empty, and cause empty, result empty. You understand what I'm saying? So this just for cup. Now we have to move to yourself. Your nature is empty. Your nature is empty, right? So you coming from no independence. You come from many cause and condition, which is delusion. Samsara, cause, delusion, 12 links of interdependent origination. Start by ignorance, and then we created this karma, So that's the cause, your cause. And result, we are samsara body. So we have to move, just not outside, but for yourself. So you think my nature is empty, My nature is empty, therefore, if my nature is not empty, then I can be taught, I can be listen teachings, I can be do anything, So this is my nature is empty, which is my existing of the base. Because of this, and then cause. I'm samsara being, so I come from cause and condition, which is ignorance and karma. So this ignorance is karma, nature is empty. Because so long these two, ignorance, karma, dominate your mind. Doesn't matter, no matter, you are still in samsara. Therefore, what we have to do is, you see now I don't want to stay in samsara. So what I have to do? I have to realize emptiness of three door to liberation, emptiness to myself. Nature empty, cause empty, result empty. So your nature is empty, your samsara cause, result samsara body is empty. Now, therefore, it comes from cause and condition. So we can say nature empty, total liberation. Your cause, signlessness, empty, total liberation. Wishlessness, your result from aggregate, total liberation. So then you will focus on the emptiness of yourself and emptiness of phenomena. Yourself empty and your phenomena empty. Now how can you do this? Simple way, So I'm sitting on the cushion, Just simple way of thinking, I'm sitting on the cushion because I'm no independent existence. What do you think? I'm sitting on the cushion because I'm not independent existence. Then you think about emptiness, right? Because if I'm independent existence, I can't be sitting on the cushion. I can't be meditate. I can't talk, listen. A simple way to see, I can't be independent existence because I'm sitting right now. I'm doing something, Therefore, I'm not independent existence. So if you're thinking I'm no independent existence, you automatically dispel the independent existence. Because independent existence and non-independent existence oppose each other. You understand what I'm saying? Emptiness mind and grasping mind oppose each other. Bodhicitta mind and self-judging mind oppose each other. They cannot stay together. Contradiction. So you need contradiction to remove the negative mind. If there is no contradiction, we cannot remove the negative mind. Contradiction means somebody have to oppose. So opposition, you have to recognize they're opposed. So means you have to negate that independent existence. Independent existence self, independent existence aggregate. Then you realize that intellectually, if you're thinking like this, you realize emptiness of self and phenomena. You're thinking like this. You're not thinking, I'm not independent existence. If you think if you're thinking, you close your eyes and thinking I'm not independent existence, automatically dispel independent existence. And then I'm not independent existence because I'm dependent on the aggregates. Then you think of phenomena. Phenomena is not independent existence. Right? It's because it is based on my designation, based on my he or she. Depend on the base of designation, isn't it? So that's what is more amazing than this? What could be more wonderful? There's no other true way of expressing you than this. Best way, because dependent anything is best way of expressing the Buddha. Only Buddha taught dependent anything, right? Nobody taught about dependent anything. All the Hindi religions, no dependent anything. They don't talk karma, but no dependent arising. Dependent arising is only taught by Buddhists. And in Shakyamuni Buddha, right? So the dependent arising, there's no contradiction about dependent arising, right? No contradiction about dependent arising. Dependent arising, everybody should believe dependent arising. Everybody believes in cause and effect. That's dependent arising. Everybody believes whole and parts. That's dependent arising. You know what I mean? Everybody, you don't have to be. Whether it's Hindi or it doesn't matter. It is just natural. Cause and condition and whole and part. So this is the best way. The dependent arising is the thing this because it is king of reasoning. So we have to use the logic like this. Subject, to prove that subject and reason. Three things. Subject. So you use one for like one for cause. One for like pot is subject. Now you have to prove that pot subject to prove and reason. So you say subject pot, number one. Proof means it is essence of independent existence. Then you use reason, dependent arising. See, pot, empty without existence because it is dependent arising. So you see that dependent arising is very powerful. It is when you use logic like this, it will automatically dispel the two extremes, absolutism and nihilism. Therefore, it is called the king of reasoning. This is why press amazing, it is amazing. No wonder those enslaved by ignorance have animosity toward you and cringe at the very word no self-existence. Now this is really, you have to be very careful, okay? So that means talking about all the other lower schools, autonomy school, mind-only school, great exposition, as well as Follow Sutra. All these schools are Buddhist schools, but they do accept dependent arising, but they reject empty within existence. So that will see. They are enslaved by ignorance of inherent existence, because they do believe dependent arising, cause and effect, part and whole and part, but they still hanging on about inherent existence. So they are inherent existence, and then they animosity toward you. So inherent existence, they do not negating the inherent existence. They are crunched by strong inherent existence. And then there's no way those below school we realize the emptiness of inherent existence, because they believe dependent arising, but inherent existence too. Then, looking from the Pasangika viewpoint, there's totally contradiction. No, inherent existence means existing from the side of object, which is object of negation. We can't end. So that below school.
Makes sense.
There are those who accept dependent arising as the cherished treasure of your holy speech, yet cannot bear the sound of word shunyata. Oh, sorry, this one I make mistake. This one, number 22, not Buddhist school. It is school of the old Hindi school. Sorry, like school like the Hindi school, Jain school, all the non-Buddhist school. So non-Buddhist school, they do not accept dependent arising. They don't talk about dependent arising. So they don't talk about dependent arising. They are enslaved by the ignorance. So all this story, this one, all this. So now this one, next one, this 23. So they talk about all this Buddhist school. 23, So they those who accept dependent arising, but they don't accept the shunya, the empty within existent emptiness. So this Lama Tsongkhapa said, very strange. He very surprised. Not surprised, those non-Buddhists, they don't accept independent arising, no problem. But this school accept independent arising, but oppose empty within existence. So Lama Tsongkhapa, this surprise for me. How they they are thinking, like this, the below school. Next one. Everyone reading this one? Good. 24. 24. Now, if upon hearing the term dependent arising, they take it means inherent existence, when in fact it is the higher do that leads to lack of self-existence. So that makes. So when you're hearing about dependent arising, automatically dispel the inherent existence. When you hear this, when you hear about cup is dependent arising, it automatically dispels the cup is empty of inherent existence. You're just hearing cup is dependent arising. You don't have to say cup is empty of inherent existence. Just saying cup is hearing cup of dependent arising, automatically without saying it will realize cup is empty of inherent existence. You understand? You don't have to say, but automatically. So that is. So we can say like Nagarjuna say like this, empty do exist. Yeah. Empty do exist. This is really popular, empty do exist. But sounds like contradiction, empty do exist. Empty do exist. Maybe go to sometimes if so that means don't go too far, Nihilism. Absolutism and nihilism. If you go negate too far, nihilism, So when you try to identify the object of negation, we have to be very careful. Don't negate too much. Then go to nihilism. Right? And then you have to become in the middle way. And then this will cut both two extremes. Absolutism and nihilism. How then could they possibly be lead to the noble path that please you, through that peerless interway well traveled by the Holy One? So that means how could they possibly lead to the noble path? Noble path means Arya path. So we have 5 paths, 5 Mahayana paths. Accumulation, preparation, path of seeing, path of meditation, and path of no more learning. 5 minor paths. So accumulation, first minor path. So you accumulate merit, and you have realization of bodhicitta mind. Once you have realization of bodhicitta mind, path of accumulation. Then preparation. Now you have enough bodhicitta mind, right? You are prepared to understand about emptiness intellectually. You have all the understanding of emptiness, studying emptiness, right? So you may have all the emptiness texts, like 100,000 Prajna Paramita, 25,000, 8,000, Heart Sutra, and that comes to the fundamental wisdom. Then you understand, then Nagarjuna takes Chandagiri, middle way of entrance, Aryadeva takes, Buddha Palida, all Indian master. You have all the information about emptiness intellectually. So preparation means you're prepared to understand emptiness, completely understanding, hearing, thinking, and inferentially you realize emptiness. And that is part of preparation. Prepare to understand. Now you have intellectual understanding of emptiness with inferential valid mind, right? So that will not enough to dispel the dualistic mind. So you have to understand emptiness directly, without a dual experience, just directly perceiving emptiness. And then you become part of seeing. So that part of seeing will dispel all the intellectual grasping, completely subside. Now don't worry about intellectual grasping. You have to worry about inner grasping, which is very, very deep, very, very difficult. Therefore, part of meditation, go with 10 bhumis. First, second, third, 9, 10 bhumis. 10 bhumis go with 10 perfection. 10 perfection and 10 bhumis go. So meditation. So you're familiar, and finally you will subside the inner grasping. And then no more inner grasping, right? So then finally you become part of no more learning. Part of no more learning is Buddha. You don't have to learn. Until we become Buddha, we're learning all the time. You know what I mean? So this means noble path. These are paths, one by one. Accumulation, preparation, seeing, meditation, no more learning. What is the next one? I have to read till 27 August. I was not finishing here. Every week I have to read. I think we have still 4 weeks, so I will finish it. It's true. Self-existence, no produce and not reliant, dependent arising, relied and produce. How could this coexist without contradiction? So self-existent means then no produce, no cause. Independent existence. Dependent arising means cause and effect. Right? So how could these two, dependent arising and self-existent, how can oppose each other? Cannot handle on one. They are always a contradiction. Oppose each other. Cannot in one cup, self-existence, cup inner existence cannot stay together. Oppose each other. If we think cup is dependent arising, it will oppose the self-existence. If you believe cup is self-existent, then you oppose the dependent arising. So this push each other. You know what I mean? Cannot stay together. They cannot, like we are saying in Tibet, crow and owl cannot stay together. Crow and owl,
No.
like, cannot stay together.
No.
You know what I mean? Nighttime, owl can oppose the crow. Daytime, crow can oppose the owl.
Yeah.
Like them, like that. We can say like this, right? We can say like this. Permanent and impermanent cannot go together. Permanent and impermanent cannot go together. If you believe something is permanent, then not impermanent. If you believe something is impermanent, that means not permanent. They cannot stay together. So that means contradiction. One oppose each other is the best way to understand emptiness. To understand emptiness, you need contradiction. You need to understand what is the real object of negation, how grasping mind appears to our mind, how we grasp and hold concrete independently. When object appears to our mind, how our mind apprehends the object, how object appears to our mind. So you have all this, how can I say, all this logic, analyzing, things. Then this will help you to reduce the, how can I say, to reduce the delusion, to reduce the grasping mind, to reduce the self-judging mind is best way to understand the contradiction. It's like if you want to defeat the enemy, you have to know the enemy very well. You want to defeat enemy, right? So you have to organize everything before, and then you, after this, you will go for war to defeat the enemies. Without recognizing the enemy, how can you defeat the enemy? This is very similar. In our mind, enemy is not external enemy, internal enemy. Internal enemy is self-judging mind and grasping mind. So to realize this, we have to know very well, because these two are very, very, very cunning, very deceiving. And people don't realize. People don't realize delusion mind. Many people think delusion is good. That's the problem, They think, oh, you hit one time, you hit twice. They think delusion is good. They think this is the answer, If somebody hit you, I have to hit you twice. But there's no contradiction. There's no way you can, but by meditating on emptiness, it's not like that. It's like pacifying your mind, subduing your mind. All teachings, 84,000 teachings, underline one thought. Buddha said, all 84,000 teachings, or the teaching of emptiness, teaching of the three principal paths, underline one thought. One thought means to subdue disciplined mind, to subdue self-grasping mind and the self-judging mind. That is the underline. Whatever we do, recite mantra to subdue this one. Doing prostration to subdue this one. Doing prayer, whatever we do, making offering, whatever, our thought is, underline is to subdue this. Then anything you do, you do offering bowl or you do incense offering, everything point is to undermine this thought. Therefore, I'm doing this. Remember, this is everything, your activity Your daily four activity under my one thought. You're working, talking, drinking, everything one thought. One thought means increase bodhicitta and decrease self-judging mind. So decrease self-judging mind means if you go to work, I'm going to work because I want to help other sentient beings. I'm going to work, I need my money for myself, then there is self-judging. No, not only for myself, I'm going to help other sentient beings, but I need money, but this is secondary, Then you're going to job is bodhicitta. You're developing bodhicitta while you're working. You're developing bodhicitta. Whatever you do, underline one thought. That is discipline, mind, discipline, self-grasping mind, discipline, grasping mind. That is the underline. So the underline means we need carpenter, carpenter. Before they cut the wood, they underline, black ink, underline. They will cut precisely. If there's underline, no mistake. You know what I mean? You see on autumn time, skyline, night time from here. So this means underline is very important. Whether you're Dharma practitioner or non-practitioner, underline. Just line, this line. So underline means, so you're hearing Dharma, you're hearing about emptiness, bodhicitta mind, then decreasing delusion, that's good sign. But you're hearing not decreasing delusion, that's not good sign. Non-Dharma. You understand what I'm saying? Like say Lord Buddha, person, Devadatta, unbelievable. He can recite thousands of sutras, so many things. But all bad motivation, all his knowledge to complete the Buddha, turn into the poison. You understand what I'm saying? That's underline, all teaching based on one underline. So that means we have to analyze whether you are a Dharma practitioner or not Dharma practitioner. You see delusion decrease, that's good sign, If delusion increase, no good sign. That's fine.